comes a moment in every life when the world grows quiet and all that remains is you and your belief. Not the belief others have in you, not the praise, not the applause, just your own quiet conviction. When no one stands beside you, when no voice rises to lift your spirit, that is when you must rise for yourself. Because greatness has never waited for permission. It has always lived in the hearts of those who dared to believe, even when no one else did. Your life is your responsibility, and every choice you make influences the direction your future takes. Each day gives you the opportunity to decide who you become through your actions, thoughts, and habits. Too often, people allow fear, doubt, or the opinions of others to limit their potential. When you stop living for approval and start living with intention, you reclaim control over your path. Your past experiences, whether positive or painful, are lessons meant to strengthen you, not chains meant to hold you back. Taking ownership of your life means accepting both success and failure as part of growth and refusing to blame circumstances for where you stand. Living by your own rules is about defining what success means to you. It requires discipline, focus, and the courage to stay committed even when progress feels slow. Failure becomes a teacher rather than a setback, and challenges become opportunities to build resilience. Confidence grows through action, not waiting for the perfect moment. Fear of failure, rejection, or criticism can stop even the most talented individuals from moving forward. But those who succeed are not fearless. They act despite fear. Action transforms ideas into reality and gives clarity where indecision creates doubt. Each step forward teaches lessons, builds confidence, and strengthens determination. Momentum grows when you move, and the smallest action today can lead to exponential results tomorrow. When action becomes a habit, life begins to reflect the intentions you set. Waiting for external validation or perfect conditions only delays growth. By committing to purposeful action, you create opportunities, learn faster, and position yourself to achieve goals that once seemed impossible. The power to shape your reality is in the decisions you make and the actions you take every single day. Discipline is the bridge between goals and achievement, and it starts with the ability to control your impulses and focus on what truly matters. Many people have dreams, but few reach them because they lack the consistency to follow through. Discipline is not about punishment or restriction. It is about creating structure in your life that supports growth and progress. It is the small, repeated choices, choosing work over comfort, action over procrastination, and patience over instant gratification, that build momentum and results over time. Consistency and discipline strengthens character and builds self-trust. Most people fear failure because they attach it to their identity, believing that failing means they are a failure. That belief is what traps people, not the failure itself. Failure is an event, not a definition. It is a moment in time, not a life sentence. When you separate who you are from what went wrong, you give yourself the freedom to stand back up, wiser than before. Every successful person carries a long list of failures behind their confidence, lessons behind their discipline, and scars behind their strength. It teaches clarity when confusion takes over. When you fail,
You begin to ask better questions instead of blaming circumstances. You start to understand what matters and what doesn't. You learn where your preparation was weak and where your mindset needs work. These lessons cannot be taught by success alone, because success rarely forces self-examination. Avoiding failure often means avoiding growth. Staying in safe zones may protect your comfort, but it limits your potential. Every attempt carries risk, and every risk carries the possibility of falling short. But those who are willing to fail are the ones who eventually learn how to win. Failure strengthens resilience by testing how quickly you recover, not how badly you fall. It trains your mind to stay steady under pressure and your heart to remain focused when outcomes disappoint. The real danger is not failure, but refusing to learn from it. When lessons are ignored, mistakes repeat. When lessons are accepted, progress becomes inevitable. Failure redirects you when persistence without awareness would only waste time. It sharpens your judgment and deepens your character. What once felt like a breakdown becomes a breakthrough in understanding. Each failure removes an illusion, replacing it with experience. And experience builds the foundation of real confidence, the kind that doesn't disappear when things go wrong, the kind that knows how to stand, adjust, and continue moving forward, even when the path feels uncertain and the outcome is still unfolding. Every choice you make, no matter how small it seems, quietly shapes the direction of your life. The decisions you repeat daily become habits, and those habits turn into the future you eventually live. Life does not change all at once. It changes through consistent choices made when no one is watching. What you choose to focus on, what you tolerate, what you pursue, and what you walk away from all work together to define the path ahead. Your future is not created by chance or luck, but by the patterns you allow to continue. Many people wait for the perfect moment before making the decision, believing clarity will come first and action later. In reality, clarity often follows commitment, choosing to act even with uncertainty. Indecision keeps you stuck in the same place, replaying the same doubts and fears. Each time you delay a decision, you are still choosing comfort over growth, familiarity over progress. Awareness of this truth gives you power, because it reminds you that inaction also carries consequences. Your choices reflect your values, whether you realize it or not. When you choose discipline over distraction, you invest in long-term growth. When you choose courage over fear, you expand your limits. When you choose responsibility over excuses, you gain control over your outcomes. These decisions may not bring immediate rewards, but they compound over time. Small, disciplined actions repeated daily can build success more reliably than rare bursts of motivation. External circumstances may influence your options, but they do not control your response. Two people can face the same situation and make completely different choices, leading to completely different results. This is where personal responsibility becomes essential. Owning your choices means accepting that you have the power to redirect your life at any moment. Even past mistakes do not define you unless you continue choosing the same patterns again. It may cost comfort, approval, or short-term pleasure. Not every choice will feel good in the moment, but the right choices often feel uncomfortable before they feel rewarding. Indecision keeps you stuck in the same place, replaying the same doubts and fears. Each time you delay a decision, you are still choosing comfort over growth, familiarity over progress. Awareness of this truth gives you power because it reminds you that inaction also carries consequences. Your choices reflect your values, whether you realize it or not. When you choose discipline over distraction, you invest in long-term growth. When you choose courage over fear, you expand your limits. When you choose responsibility over excuses, you gain control over your outcomes. These decisions may not bring immediate rewards, but they compound over time. Small, disciplined actions repeated daily can build success more reliably than rare bursts of motivation. External circumstances may influence your options, but they do not control your response. Two people can face the same situation and make completely different choices, leading to completely different results. This is where personal responsibility becomes essential. Owning your choices means accepting that you have the power to redirect your life at any moment. Even past mistakes do not define you unless you continue choosing the same patterns again. It may cost comfort, approval, or short-term pleasure. Not every choice will feel good in the moment, but the right choices often feel uncomfortable before they feel rewarding. Discipline is simply choosing what you want most over what you want now. With your long-term vision, your life begins to move with purpose instead of reaction. Each day offers countless chances to choose differently, to speak differently, to act differently. The future you imagine is built quietly through these moments. When you take ownership of your decisions, you stop blaming circumstances and start shaping outcomes. Your power lies in recognizing that every choice is a vote for the person you are becoming, and with each decision, you are either reinforcing the life you want or strengthening the habits that keep you from it. Every vision begins as a fragile idea, long before it becomes something real. In its early stages, it needs protection more than validation. When you share your goals with the wrong people, doubt can creep in quietly, not because they are evil or jealous, but because they see the world through their own fears and limitations. What feels impossible to them can slowly start to feel impossible to you if you listen too closely. This is why guarding your vision is not selfish, it is necessary. Doubtful voices are often loud, confident, and convincing. They speak with certainty about risks, failures, and reasons why something won't work. Sometimes they disguise their negativity as concern or realism, telling you they just want to protect you. But protection that limits growth is not protection at all. If you allow every opinion to influence your direction, your vision becomes scattered and weak. Focus requires filtering what you hear and deciding whose words truly deserve space in your mind. Your vision is personal because it comes from your experiences, your values, and your sense of purpose. Others may not understand it because they are not meant to live it. Expecting everyone to support your dream is unrealistic and unnecessary. Many of the people who doubt you are only reflecting their own unfulfilled goals or past disappointments. Their doubts say more about their mindset than about your potential. Protecting your vision does not mean isolating yourself completely. It means being intentional about who you allow into your inner circle. Seek guidance. Difference between advice that sharpens you and noise that weakens your confidence. Silence can be a powerful tool. When you work quietly, progress speaks for itself. Results have a way of silencing doubt more effectively than arguments ever could. Staying focused on your actions rather than defending your dreams keeps your energy directed toward growth. The more attention you give to negativity, the less attention you give to building what matters. Belief in your vision must be stronger than the doubts surrounding it. Confidence grows through action, consistency, and patience. As you continue moving forward, your vision becomes clearer and more resilient. Protecting it means honoring your commitment to yourself, even when others don't see what you see. The strength to keep going often comes from within, from the quiet decision to trust your path and keep building, even when encouragement is scarce and understanding is limited. Taking full responsibility for your life means accepting that where you are now is the result of past choices, actions, and reactions. This understanding is not meant to create guilt or regret, but clarity and power. When you recognize that you are responsible, you also recognize that you have the ability to change direction. Blaming circumstances, people, or luck may feel comforting, but it keeps control outside your hands. Responsibility brings that control back to you, where real change can begin. Many people confuse responsibility with self-blame, but they are not the same. Self-blame focuses on what went wrong and weakens confidence. Responsibility focuses on what can be done next and strengthens purpose. It shifts your mindset from victimhood to ownership. When you stop asking why this happened to me and start asking, what can I do about it? Your energy moves from frustration to progress. Every area of life responds to responsibility. Your mindset improves when you take responsibility for your thoughts instead of letting negativity run unchecked. Your growth accelerates when you take responsibility for your habits instead of waiting for motivation. Your future changes when you take responsibility for your decisions instead of hoping circumstances will improve on their own. Responsibility creates discipline, and discipline creates direction. Owning your life also means accepting the consequences of your choices without excuses. This honesty builds character and self-respect. You no longer waste time justifying mistakes or hiding from them. Instead, you analyze, adjust, and move forward stronger. Each moment becomes an opportunity to choose differently, to respond with awareness rather than impulse. Taking responsibility does not mean you control everything that happens, but it does mean you control how you respond. Challenges, setbacks, and unfair situations are part of life, but how you interpret and handle them determines their impact. Responsibility allows you to learn from difficulty rather than be defined by it. It transforms obstacles into lessons and pressure into growth. When you fully accept responsibility, you stop waiting for permission to improve your life. You become proactive rather than reactive. You set standards for yourself instead of living by expectations set by others. This shift builds confidence, rooted in action, not approval. You realize that no one is coming to save you, and instead of fear, this realization brings freedom. Responsibility aligns your actions with your goals. It removes confusion and replaces it with focus. When you take ownership of your life, you stop drifting and start directing.